You think that healthy vegetable dinner is saving your life, but at 2 a.m., it triggers a catastrophic biological execution. You are swallowing a meticulously engineered cardiovascular time bomb. Watch until the end to unmask the hidden assassin secretly destroying your heart tonight. The clock strikes 2 a.m. The house is entirely silent, and you are deep in sleep, feeling safe and believing your body is finally at rest, repairing the damage of the day. But beneath the surface of your skin, a catastrophic biochemical execution is quietly unfolding. You went to bed feeling righteous because you chose vegetables for dinner. You truly believed you were nourishing your cells, extending your lifespan, and doing everything right to protect your heart. You had no idea that what you actually swallowed was a meticulously engineered physiological disaster disguised as health food, quietly waiting to detonate in the darkest hours of the night. At Healthy Aging US warmly welcomes you to this critical investigation. If you value your life and the lives of those you love, I urge you to subscribe to our channel right now so we can continue exposing these lethal industry secrets and bring you the truth you desperately need to hear. Now, let us uncover the terrifying reality of what is happening inside your arteries while you dream. To comprehend why certain industrially processed vegetables are secretly dismantling your cardiovascular architecture, we must first look at a sacred biological mechanism known as nocturnal dipping. In a truly healthy human body, your cardiovascular system follows a beautiful, strict circadian rhythm. When you close your eyes and drift into sleep, your central nervous system is designed to down-regulate. Your heart rate slows to a gentle rhythm, and your blood pressure is supposed to naturally plunge by 10 to 20%. This nocturnal dipping phase is not just rest. It is the most critical window of human survival. It is the exact moment your blood vessels heal microtears, your endothelial cells regenerate, and your body performs life-saving vascular maintenance. Imagine a polluted river finally being cleared of its toxic debris. If the water, your blood plasma, remains turbulent and poisoned, the cells that depend on it will simply suffocate and die, no matter how many expensive pills you swallow the next morning. But when you consume massive, hidden payloads of industrial sodium camouflaged within those processed vegetables just hours before bed, you entirely paralyze this delicate nocturnal dipping mechanism. You force your body into a lethal state of non-dipping hypertension. The osmotic pressure within your bloodstream skyrockets to violent levels. Your kidneys, the extraordinary metabolic sponges designed to filter out toxins, begin to choke. They are completely saturated and cannot excrete the industrial salt fast enough. In a desperate bid to dilute this toxic sodium concentration, your body forcibly rips water from your surrounding tissues, flooding your vascular system. The physical volume of your blood expands massively, turning a gentle stream into a raging, heavy torrent. Now, instead of resting, your exhausted heart is forced to pump this unnaturally heavy volume of fluid through narrowed, tight vessels. Between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., the hydrostatic pressure pounding against the fragile walls of your carotid arteries and your heart's left ventricle reaches terrifying waking hour maximums. The world's leading medical journals have warned us that this non-dipping nighttime pressure is a vastly superior predictor of cardiovascular death than any reading taken in a doctor's office during the day. Every slight decrease in this natural nighttime dip pushes you closer to a fatal stroke or a silent myocardial infarction. You are subjecting your vascular system to high RPM tearing stress when the engine is desperately trying to idle. Your body is pushed into a terrifying state of metabolic triage, abandoning all cellular repair, halting the regeneration of vascular walls, and fighting blindly just to keep your blood vessels from tearing apart under the sheer force of this salt-induced fluid overload. This is not the natural aging process. It is an active, nightly destruction of your heart, entirely triggered by the cold, calculated deception of the modern food industry. To understand how this nightly destruction breaches your home, we must confront the very aisle of the grocery store you thought was your safest haven. You walk into the supermarket, deliberately bypassing the junk food, the processed meats, and the sugary snacks, feeling a profound sense of responsibility for your health. You reach for the canned green beans, the frozen broccoli florets bathed in a light, savory sauce, or perhaps a carton of organic, plant-based vegetable soup. The packaging displays vibrant green leaves, dew-kissed farms, and bold promises of heart health and longevity. This is the Great Green Illusion, a masterpiece of corporate psychological manipulation. What the front of the label sells you is agricultural innocence, but what the back of the label conceals is a masterclass in chemical preservation. The food industry knows perfectly well that vegetables lose their texture, color, and flavor when subjected to the brutal, high-heat sterilization required to give them a shelf life of 5 years. To compensate for this complete destruction of natural vitality, manufacturers inject these products with staggering volumes of industrial sodium. This salt is not the mineral-rich, ocean-derived element that our ancestors consumed in trace amounts. It is a highly refined, harsh chemical compound used specifically because it is the cheapest preservative on Earth and a powerful masking agent for the metallic taste of aluminum cans and plastic linings. When you serve a bowl of that seemingly innocent vegetable soup for dinner, you are often swallowing upwards of 1,000 milligrams of sodium in a single sitting, completely devoid of the natural potassium that fresh vegetables use to keep your blood pressure in balance. You are eating the ghost of a plant, reanimated by a toxic saline solution. The betrayal cuts incredibly deep because you are not being poisoned by your vices. You are being poisoned by your virtues. You spend your hard-earned money trying to protect your family, unknowingly bringing home a cardiovascular time bomb. The executives sitting in corporate boardrooms do not care about your endothelial function or your nocturnal dipping rhythm. They only care about profit margins, shelf stability, and tricking your palate into craving more of their synthetic concoctions. They have successfully weaponized the concept of eating your vegetables, turning a fundamental pillar of human nutrition into a delivery system for hypertension. Every spoonful you take is a testament to their calculated deceit, slowly transforming your kitchen from a place of nourishment into a quiet theater of biological sabotage. Your body recognizes this unnatural load immediately, setting the stage for a catastrophic chain reaction that extends far beyond the walls of your arteries. But the heart is not the only victim in this silent, sodium-fueled siege taking place within your resting body. As the hydrostatic pressure builds in your bloodstream during the darkest hours of the night, a profound and horrifying wave of collateral damage ripples through your most delicate internal ecosystems. Consider your kidneys, the majestic filtration engines of human life. Each kidney contains roughly 1 million microscopic filtering units called nephrons, fragile structures responsible for purifying your blood and maintaining the exact chemical equilibrium required to keep you alive. When you flood your system with processed vegetable sodium right before bed, these nephrons are forced into a state of brutal overdrive. They are pounded relentlessly by the high-pressure fluid torrent you have unleashed. Over time, under the sheer mechanical stress of this nocturnal hypertension, these microscopic filters begin to scar and harden. They quietly die off, one by one, millions of them suffocating in the dark. You feel absolutely no pain as this happens. There is no alarm bell ringing in your chest. The only symptom is a deep, unexplainable fatigue that you likely brush off as simply getting older. As your kidneys slowly lose their filtering capacity, the toxic burden in your blood increases, forcing your heart to pump even harder, creating a vicious, inescapable loop of organ destruction. Simultaneously, this unnatural pressure wave is battering the microvasculature of your brain. Deep within your cerebral cortex, the tiny vessels responsible for delivering oxygen to your neurons are being stretched beyond their breaking point. To protect themselves from rupturing under the force of the salt-induced fluid overload, these vessels thicken and stiffen, narrowing the pathway for blood. When you wake up in the morning feeling groggy, plagued by brain fog, and struggling to summon a clear thought, it is not merely a bad night of sleep. It is the direct neurological consequence of your brain being starved of oxygen-rich blood for 8 continuous hours. Your brain cells have been literally suffocating under the pressure of the previous night's dinner. This is how cognitive decline begins, not with a sudden event, but with thousands of nights of microscopic vascular trauma hidden behind the guise of a healthy diet. You look in the mirror and wonder why your eyes are incredibly puffy and your face looks swollen. That is the visible, undeniable proof of the intracellular water retention your body used to dilute the poison. You are watching the rapid, artificial aging of your organs unfold in real time, a tragic biological response to an industrial burden your body was never designed to bear. You might be wondering exactly which of your trusted evening meals is pulling the trigger on this biological devastation. Let us pull back the curtain and name the specific assassins hiding in plain sight on your dinner plate.
The absolute worst offenders are often the ones marketed most aggressively to the health-conscious consumer. Take the modern plant-based meat alternatives, for instance. You grill a vegan vegetable burger for dinner, believing you are saving the planet and your arteries. Yet, to mimic the texture and savory profile of real meat, manufacturers extrude soy and pea proteins through intense chemical baths and load them with sodium isolates, yeast extracts, and salt-heavy flavor enhancers. A single patty can contain a terrifying percentage of your daily sodium limit, completely overriding your cardiovascular system's ability to down-regulate at night. Then there are the prepackaged salad kits. You assemble a beautiful bowl of mixed greens, entirely unaware that the dressing packet you tear open is a concentrated slurry of liquid sodium, refined seed oils, and chemical emulsifiers. The vegetables in that bowl are rendered biologically useless, drowned in a sauce that will guarantee your blood pressure remains severely elevated until dawn. Do not overlook the seemingly innocent side dishes either. Those convenient steam-in-bag vegetables, heavily seasoned with artificial garlic and herb powders, are laced with hidden sodium compounds that act as moisture retainers. Even restaurant-prepared vegetable stir-fries, dripping in thick, dark soy and teriyaki glazes, are massive sodium traps. A single serving can inject more salt into your bloodstream than your kidneys can process in 2 entire days. We have been conditioned to believe that as long as the base ingredient is a plant, the meal is inherently pure. This is the tragic blind spot the food industry exploits relentlessly. They know that if they wrap a chemical payload in a spinach leaf or blend it into a tomato reduction, you will ask 0 questions. You will eat it with a clear conscience, go to sleep, and let the poison do its work. It is an incredibly intimate violation. They have infiltrated your safe space, turning the very act of nourishing yourself into a mechanism of self-destruction. Recognizing these hidden culprits is not about instilling fear. It is about shattering the illusion. It is about realizing that you cannot out-exercise or out-medicate
a diet that actively wars against your own physiology every single night. The moment you identify these disguised threats, you strip the industry of its power over you, setting the stage for a profound and absolute rebellion against the artificial food system.
Yet, even in the face of such profound systemic betrayal, your body possesses an agonizingly beautiful capacity to forgive and rebuild. The moment you decide to cut off the supply of industrial sodium and return to the Earth's genuine provisions, a miraculous orchestration of healing begins inside your arteries. Reclaiming your nocturnal dipping rhythm does not require a pharmaceutical intervention. It demands a radical return to culinary truth. It starts by making a non-negotiable pact with yourself to only consume single-ingredient, fresh or plain flash-frozen vegetables without a single drop of factory-made sauce or seasoning. When you prepare a vibrant head of broccoli, a fresh zucchini, or a handful of crisp asparagus, and season it yourself with a light touch of high-quality sea salt and fresh herbs, you completely change the metabolic destiny of your evening. By removing the hidden sodium deluge, you allow your kidneys to finally exhale. Within just a few days of eating unadulterated potassium-rich whole plants, your body begins to rapidly flush out the trapped extracellular fluid. The heavy, raging torrent of your bloodstream softens back into a gentle, life-giving stream. And then, the true magic happens. When you close your eyes and drift into sleep, your central nervous system sends the ancient biological signal to power down. Unburdened by toxic osmotic pressure, your blood vessels finally relax. Your nighttime blood pressure plunges by that critical 10 to 20%. In this sacred window of deep rest, your endothelial cells begin to furiously repair the micro-tears along your arterial walls. Your heart, no longer forced to run a marathon in the dark, settles into a slow, restorative rhythm. You wake up the next morning and the puffiness around your eyes is gone. The heavy, suffocating brain fog has lifted, replaced by a sharp, clear vitality you thought you had lost years ago. This is what it feels like to be truly alive. This is what it means to actually nourish your human frame. You are no longer a passive consumer blindly walking into the traps laid out by food conglomerates. You are the fierce protector of your own physiology. Let this be the night you stop trading your longevity for the fleeting convenience of a processed meal. Take back your kitchen, take back your heart, and take back the deep, healing sleep that is your absolute biological birthright. We at Healthy Aging US will continue to stand by your side, peeling back the layers of deception to bring you the unvarnished truth. If this message resonated with your soul, if it opened your eyes to a reality you never knew existed, please subscribe to our channel and share this with someone you love. Together, we can break the cycle of silent sickness and step into a future defined by true, uncompromising health. In our relentless pursuit of wellness, we have unknowingly invited a silent assassin to our dinner tables, wrapped in the deceptive packaging of convenience and corporate marketing. The great green illusion has tricked us into consuming staggering amounts of industrial sodium hidden within processed, plant-based foods, canned vegetables, and innocent-looking salad dressings. This toxic saline overload completely hijacks your body's natural nocturnal dipping rhythm, forcing your cardiovascular system, kidneys, and brain into a state of brutal overdrive while you sleep. Instead of resting, your vital organs suffer immense mechanical stress, leading to microscopic vascular trauma, cognitive decline, and artificial aging. However, this biological devastation is not a life sentence. The power to halt this insidious cycle lies entirely within your own kitchen. By rejecting the heavily preserved, chemically enhanced concoctions of the modern food industry and returning to genuine, single-ingredient whole plants, you can instantly change your metabolic destiny. Preparing fresh vegetables with a light touch of high-quality sea salt and natural herbs relieves your kidneys, eliminates trapped extracellular fluid,
and allows your blood pressure to naturally drop at night. This restores your body's sacred window of deep healing, repairing your arteries and clearing the suffocating morning brain fog. You possess the ultimate authority to protect your physiology from corporate exploitation. True health is reclaimed the moment you choose raw, unadulterated nourishment over industrial deception, securing your absolute biological birthright to restorative sleep and vibrant longevity. Just because a food product is aggressively marketed as green, plant-based, or healthy does not mean it is biologically safe. The food industry has weaponized our desire for wellness, turning nutritious vegetables into toxic delivery systems for industrial sodium and cheap preservatives to boost their profit margins. True nourishment cannot be manufactured in a factory or packaged with a 5-year shelf life. It must come directly from the earth. We must stop blindly trusting corporate labels and take absolute responsibility for the ingredients we allow into our bodies.
Audit your dinner plate. Eliminate canned vegetables stored in saline solutions, prepackaged salad kits with highly processed dressing packets, and hyper-processed vegan meat alternatives. Commit to single-ingredient foods. Purchase only fresh produce or plain, flash-frozen vegetables that contain absolutely zero added sauces, flavorings, or preservatives. Control your own seasoning. Take back your kitchen by cooking from scratch. Flavor your meals yourself using fresh herbs, natural spices, and a conscious, light pinch of high-quality sea salt. Protect your sleep window. Make dinner your cleanest, lowest sodium meal of the day to ensure your blood pressure can naturally drop at night, allowing your cardiovascular system to rest and repair. What healthy processed food in your own kitchen were you most surprised to realize is actually packed with hidden sodium? Please share your thoughts in the comments below so we can all learn from each other's experiences. If this video opened your eyes and brought you genuine value, please subscribe to our channel. Your support gives us the motivation to keep exposing the truth and creating powerful content to help you achieve uncompromising health.